All right, so as you guys know, the Tiger King documentary director is coming out with a new show, not Chimp Crazy, but a new one about reptiles. So this is going to be pretty nuts. We've heard Chandler from Chandler's Wildlife. We heard him talk about it, and we heard that there's going to be some people and some famous YouTubers that are going to be brought up in this documentary, including Tyler Nolan and Tom Crutchfield. So here we have Chandler from Chandler's Wildlife. He is on this podcast, Modern Reptile, and he's talking about the inland taipan bite that idiot got. What was that guy's name? I don't even remember his name. This idiot got bit by an inland taipan. I call him an idiot because of the way he talks to everybody else. He thinks everyone else is an idiot, but he's a maniac. I used to just see his videos on Instagram of him like holding gaboon vipers to his face and kissing rattlesnakes bare hand. He's insane. And they're talking about him in this podcast, and Chandler starts talking about the new documentary coming out. So this is the director, Eric Goode and Rebecca Chacklin. They're the directors of Tiger King, Chimp Crazy, and they're making a new reptile one. And Chandler talks about it a little bit in this podcast. Let me see if I could find videos of the inland taipan bite first.
I don't know where you think you're going. Where do you think you're going?
So this is the video of the inland taipan. I don't know if this is where he gets bit.
I think you're staying.
I don't think so. I think it cuts out right before. He released the video of where he gets bit, and it's
I have to get to
crazy,
know him
and he
before
freaks
we
out.
start handling each other, but I get a good feeling. You know, inland taipans, they're elapids. They're related to cobras.
They're the most venomous snakes in the world. Highly toxic
drink,
venomous snakes in the world. And he's just messing with the baby one. Weird.
Yeah, you're okay. I want you to try to drink something. I'm gonna be your dad. I'm your dad. Oh, Jesus Christ. Go easy, buddy.
He's messing with it. It's flopping around. The thing is flopping around.
You knew. You don't know why you're in the
It cuts out before.
Forever.
Okay, so it cuts out before. We don't need to show him actually getting bit by the inland taipan, but so that's basically what it is. This is what Chandler's talking about, and then he goes into talking about the documentary that they're making. Let's hear it.
Chimp Crazy documentary, dude, it's not over. The Chimp Crazy documentary, there's the finales tonight.
Yeah.
And then there's the reptile documentary that's coming.
Yo,
True.
what is
And
that
that's
gonna...
so back. That's definitely not going to be 4 episodes. That's probably going to be a full-on fucking season.
Oh, God.
And it's going to have all of these people that we know or know of in it. And it's ugly. It's going to be ugly.
Yeah, you think it's...
So Chandler is already afraid of this documentary coming out because his boy Tyler Nolan is in it. I watch Tyler Nolan's content. I like Tyler. I know a lot of people don't like him. You know, obviously for whatever reason, political reasons or the way he keeps his animals. I think that he's one of the reasons why I got into reptile keeping, because he's just content is so interesting and fascinating. So I like Tyler. I like Chandler. Chandler is also a controversial character in all of this. But he's saying that this documentary is going to be following all of these people, which is pretty nuts, honestly. Because the drama in this world of reptile is insane. Like, people don't understand the drama I've just been watching. Tyler himself has so much drama. Tom Crutchfield himself has so much drama. So they're probably still shooting right now and going into this. I think Tom Crutchfield just had to sell his whole house and relocate all of his animals, which I think he has 1,000 animals. But he's relocating. Tyler's going through his personal things. And so this is going to be crazy. I think they're kind of downplaying how crazy this is going to be. But this was from 5 months ago. So September 11th they posted this. This is from 5 months ago. So this is a little outdated. But let's hear.
Fuck up ours.
100%. Well, let me put it like this. Tom Crutchfield and Joe Wazalewski.
Joe Wazalewski.
They both basically told me, like, yeah, I did it, and they paid me to do the interviews, and it's probably going to change everything in the future, but I figured by the time it comes out, I'll be retired. I was like, damn, bro, thanks. Appreciate that, guys.
Yeah, wow.
Appreciate that, guys. Thanks for looking out for us.
Yeah.
So what he's saying is that it's not going to be good. It's going to come out. Even the people that were recording it, that are shooting the interviews, are saying it's not going to be good. I don't know if Tom Crutchfield has talked about this that much. Maybe you could find some of that. But yeah, it's not going to be good for reptile keepers.
Thanks for looking out for the next gen.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. At the end of the day, none of us here fucking smuggle animals. We all don't like wild caught shit.
What?
We support captive breeding and
Right.
we don't support smuggling, and that's all we can do as a new generation. Try to do it right and not try to do all this dumb shit the old heads were doing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know?
it's gonna make laws. Like something's gonna change once it comes
The
out. 'Cause it
old
happened with the
heads,
chimps.
he calls
Some
them.
shit's about to be put down because of the chimp.
I thought there was a Great Ape Act already, but
Yeah.
I guess there's one
Yeah.
in the works.
Yeah, it's one in the works right now. They're trying
which
to
is
push.
like the Big Cat Act.
Yeah, exactly.
But the thing is, like, yeah, some parts of it don't help the animal world, but the fact that they could stop people from treating tigers like puppy mills for photos, dude, I grew up seeing that kind of shit, and it always bugged me. And then when the Tiger King came out, I wasn't surprised. I was like, yeah, I've been waiting for something like this to come out. How is nobody...
So people like Chandler, and I don't know if these guys keep Venomous, but people like Chandler and Tyler, look, there's a picture of Tyler up here. The Venomous thing is definitely going to be a highlight of this documentary. I mean, we just had the death of Dingo Dinkelman. We had almost the death of this guy, Jeff Leibowitz, who was put in a hospital for, I think, like over a month. Survived, had all his animals murdered, put down, killed. All of his venomous reptiles were killed. Now this documentary's coming up. It's not going to be good for venomous keepers, which, you know, I'm not a venomous keeper, you know. Say what you want about that. I know a lot of reptile keepers, including Jeff Leibowitz, don't like people that keep reptiles that aren't venomous, but, you know, whatever. But yeah, I think this documentary is going to be more aimed towards that and the smuggling of reptiles. But let's hear what else he's got to say.
made a documentary yet. I wasn't surprised when it came out. I was like, holy shit, somebody actually put a big old piece together on this, and it helped push the Big Cat Act, and that's finalized.
Yeah.
There's no more breeding and selling of big cats in America.
So now they're coming for the apes. What's gonna come for us once the reptile one comes out?
Venomous.
I don't know how much it would actually come for us. Like, what can they change?
Yeah, I don't think that they're gonna do anything that we can't, keep or breed some of these animals.
Yeah.
Well, the thing about the venomous stuff, I feel like they've tried to make venomous reptiles illegal before, but the venom is such a loose term. It's not very black and white, the term venom. It's more like, saliva could be technically venom because it has enzymes that break down food, which could be, depending who you're talking to, a type of venom. So it's going to be hard to say what's venomous and not venomous, because if they ban everything venomous, that means hognose snakes, that means like mangrove snakes, that means garter snakes are technically venomous. Like, so many reptiles are technically venomous, but not medically significantly venomous. So it's gonna be a weird thing that we're gonna see with this new doc.
The biggest concern with PETA and all these other groups and their agenda is typically
Their
the fur
agenda.
stuff. Not saying they won't ever go after reptiles, but
When you
everyone
said
cares about-
furry stuff, I was like, they don't like furries? Like people that dress up like
Chandler
animals?
they go
doesn't
after
get
the
it.
furry animal. They want to protect. They
Yeah.
want to protect.
Yeah.
Well, they probably
Chandler
do,
didn't
too.
think that was funny.
I wouldn't be surprised if PETA members dress up as furries at Comic Cons or whatever.
Fire.
But at the end of the day, they're trying to do the right thing. But that organization has some fucked up parts to it too. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know all the facts. I don't know all the things. But
He's just a red-blooded American. Let's just say that he doesn't like any of these libs stepping on their business. So a lot of his politics leans that way. I'm sure PETA does some weird stuff. I've seen PETA do some weird stuff, but I don't think that is the whole organization at whole, but maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe they are bad people. So this is the Animals at Home podcast. This guy's great. I watch a lot of his podcast stuff. He should be getting way more views than he gets. Give this guy a listen. He does long form videos of, how to care for animals and how to keep them at home. So this guy's great. Let's hear what he has to say about the Reptile King, the new documentary. I guess that's what he's assuming the name of the documentary is going to be, but let's hear.
So the creator of Tiger King and Chimp Crazy is back at it again, but this time he's looking to expose the reptile people. Now, some of you may be aware that the creator of Tiger King and Chimp Crazy, Eric Goode, was actually working on a reptile trafficking-themed docuseries before Tiger King.
Yeah, apparently the documentary was supposed to be about reptiles. He met this Tiger King guy and started making Tiger King instead. So he's got years and years of this shit booked up.
Opening scene of Tiger King starts at Tom Crutchfield's house. Tom is a very prominent member of the reptile community. We'll talk about a lot about him later on, but there's a scene of them carrying out this giant reticulated python from a barn. Eric is filming his reptile-themed series at that time, but then suddenly gets sidetracked by a random snow leopard that happens to be in someone's van, and that's what sent him down the big cat path, hence Tiger King. Now, Eric has publicly said several times that he's back to working on the reptile trafficking docuseries.
Our next doc series is
Rogan.
about reptiles and the smuggling of reptiles. We have a whole section on that.
It's another thing I want
So
to
that's what we're going to discuss here today. From now on, for the remainder of this video, I'm just going to refer to this docuseries as the Reptile King. I have no idea what it's going to be called, but just for the sake of simplicity, let's call it Reptile King for today. Now, in my opinion, I believe that this docuseries is going to be even more compelling than both Tiger King and Chimp Crazy. And if you're a non-reptile person and you...
I agree with that. I think it's going to be I think it's going to be crazier than both of them. I mean, just the drama that I've been watching online alone deserves a documentary. What these guys go through, from like the Florida guys to the Canada guys, like, this thing is crazy. It's getting out of hand. But do the animals need to suffer because of this? I hope not.
You think the characters and the people who were in Tiger King and Chimp Crazy were bizarre and strange,
exactly.
then buckle up.
Guess what?
I believe the reptile community takes that to another level, and they also take the criminality to another level as well. Obviously, there's layers of criminality within both Tiger King and Chimp Crazy, but as you're about to see in this video, the reptile people have a tendency to take it one step further. Now, here's what I think this docuseries is going to show. I believe we're going to see animals being smuggled. That goes without saying. Animals kept in poor conditions, animals dying. I think we will also see well-respected and well-known zoological facilities like your favorite zoos that are going to be shown to be complicit in wildlife trafficking. I think viewers will be left with the feeling that the people in the show have a general lack of respect for life. And I also believe that we're not only going to see wildlife crime, but we're also going to take it to, full-blown crime that you would think of when you think of somebody being a criminal. I wanted to spend a little bit of time just discussing some of the other characters that Tom would have been doing business with back in the 80s and the 90s. This is the type of stories that will make for a crazy, entertaining docuseries. Right. And again, it's not going to make the reptile people look good, or even people who keep now good, but there are certainly things that Tom will talk about because of how absolutely insane and mind-blowing they are. Now, we're about to talk about some legitimate, heinous criminal activity, and I want to make clear I'm absolutely not connecting Tom with these stories at all, but these are the people he absolutely rubbed shoulders with and did business with back in the 80s and the 90s. So I want to introduce you to Ray Van Ostrin. Now, if you want more information on this story, make sure you go read Lizard King by Brian Christie. It's an incredible book. Fascinating. This is where I got most of this information. Ray is an animal lover, or was an animal lover. He grew up in New York.
So I think another big story that's going to come out of this is the Florida guys are going to be shown in such a, I hope not a bad light, but I think that's what a lot of this is going to be about. And I think it's going to be about like Tyler Nolan and all those guys, Chandler. Hopefully, he hasn't done any interviews as far as I know with Eric Goode for the show, but he might be brought to light in this. Let's see what he has to say.
Tyler Nolan, that's another individual that Chandler mentioned in that clip. Now, Tyler is a Florida resident. He's somebody that's been a reptile keeper for a long time. If you were making a reptile show in Florida, you'd probably want to include Tyler
Right.
in your show, but
Good
he's not
personality.
somebody that necessarily the reptile community would want as a poster child.
Right.
But if you were the person trying to produce an entertaining show, he's somebody that you're going to want to pick right away. He has a very popular YouTube channel. He was on Ink Master, so he's used to how TV is produced. But as far as somebody who's going to be out there in public showing people about reptiles, this is somebody who does a lot of fairly reckless free handling of his venomous snake collection. I think
That's
he
a
would probably
king cobra, by the way.
disagree with that, but many people, especially professionals in that industry, are not a fan of the way Tyler shows how he handles his snakes. He notoriously took a nearly fatal bite from a king cobra from Tom Crutchfield's house, one of Tom's snakes. And, just in general, this is not the person. If you ask the reptile community, who do you want to be our spokesperson? Tyler.
So these snake bites are going to be a big, probably a big part of this documentary, because these snake bites are happening, I feel like, more frequent. I don't know if it's because there's more YouTubers online right now making content with venomous reptiles, or it's happening more frequently, but this is happening a lot recently, and this has to be a part of the documentary, because the drama here is crazy. The fact we have someone like Jeff Leibowitz, who was bit by his inland taipan and not liked by the community at all. He shits on everyone in the community that is not a venomous keeper. He is rude. He's pompous. He keeps his animals in bins and tubs, and he's not a very good keeper at all. He gets bit by the most venomous snake in the world, the inland taipan, and survives. Then a couple weeks later, Dingo Dinkelman, one of the most beloved YouTubers, reptile YouTubers, venomous keepers in the world, gets bit by a green mamba. He's in the hospital for about a month, same thing, and then passes away. This is something that is definitely going to be brought up to it. Not to mention someone like Brian Barczyk, who is opening his Reptarium aquarium outside of Detroit right now. He passed away 2 years ago from cancer, not from any bites or anything. But this reptile section of the internet has been going through so much drama, so much heartbreak, so much just anger, and so much tears, that there's no way they don't add this to the documentary. Now, hopefully a bit about Brian Barczyk will be probably the highlight of it, of how keeping can be done and how education on these reptiles can be done. But I mean, hopefully they don't put him in a bad light either. But let me know what you guys think. This is going to be an ongoing investigation of what this documentary is going to be like until it comes out. So write in the comments what you think. Give me a like, give me a subscribe, whatever you want. Let's follow this story. Let's follow what's going on here. Peace.